joined by criminal law expert William Booth to discuss the infamous door and cricket bat. William, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Now, the cricket bat and the door were in court today,
Yes.
but Roux seemed quite intent on proving that police had tampered with evidence. How significant is police tampering in a case like this?
Well, I think it is important. The whole issue of the forensics and the crime scene came up during the bail hearing, and the whole way that Botha, the previous investigator in the matter, had arrived and how he dealt with cordoning off or securing the crime scene. So that was raised already at that early stage of the court proceedings. And if the state is relying on any kind of forensic evidence, be it a cricket bat and that being used as an implement, or a firearm, or ballistics, or fingerprints, or DNA, blood, all this kind of thing, it's so important to make sure that it hasn't been tampered with, so that when the forensic expert views the evidence after the fact, and after the incident, then he can do so properly and not have a situation where it could have been tampered with, so that his conclusion is kind of correct and free from doubt, really. And that is why it's very significant to have the evidence properly gathered, kept in a secure environment, before it's actually analyzed by the expert.
Now, the forensic investigator, Colonel Vermeulen, has admitted that parts of the door have gone missing. He doesn't know where it is. What are the implications of that for the case?
Well, look, it merely shows that there has been tampering and that the crime scene hasn't been properly secured. If one has to do this properly right from the beginning, the first officer, police officer, who arrives on the scene of a serious crime must make sure that the whole area is cordoned off and made secure, and that other subsequent police officers who arrive don't kind of interfere with the evidence, don't trample all over the place. And certainly an item like a door, in this instance, it's obviously very important. In other cases, it might have no bearing on the case, but this is so important because that is where the crime scene literally took place. That's where the shooting took place. The shots were fired through the door. The cricket bat was used by Pistorius to bash down the door. So if parts of the door have gone missing, that could play a role in the eventual analysis of, for example, which direction the shots were fired at, and that could be important, what height Oscar was at, the hitting with the cricket bat, in what way was that done. So it all on its own may be insignificant, but when you put it all together, it could have importance with regard to the state proving its case. So if half the door's gone, or it's been kept, I think it was at some police officer's office, and wasn't securely kept. So, that before the door's been checked, or before the bat has been checked, or before the firearms have been checked, if they've been interfered with, that could have quite a major impact on what the forensic expert is trying to say. At the end of the day, however, forensics may play no role. The judge might turn around and say, well, the forensics really mean nothing. I only rely on even though they've been tampered with, even though the crime scene has not been secured. The judge may say, I rely on other evidence, the evidence of the witnesses who heard the shots and heard the shots being fired, and make a finding on that with regard to the whole issue of whether or not Oscar had the intention to kill Reeva.